Discipline isn't just about forcing yourself to do things you don't want to do. No, it's about training your mind to work for you instead of against you. It's about creating habits that serve you, thoughts that empower you, and a mindset that propels you forward. You see, your mind is like a garden. And what happens in a garden that's left unattended? Weeds grow. Those weeds are the negative thoughts, the doubts, the fears that creep in when we're not paying attention. But here's the good news. You're the gardener. You have the power to pull out those weeds and plant beautiful, nourishing thoughts instead. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Jim, that sounds great, but how do I actually do that? Well, I'm glad you asked, because that's exactly what we're going to dive into today. First, let's talk about the power of your thoughts. Your thoughts create your reality. That's not just some feel-good saying. It's a fundamental truth. What you focus on expands. If you focus on problems, guess what? You'll find more problems. But if you focus on solutions, on opportunities, on growth, that's what you'll find more of in your life. So the first step in disciplining your mind is becoming aware of your thoughts. Start paying attention to that little voice in your head. What's it saying? Is it encouraging you or tearing you down? Is it focusing on what could go right or what could go wrong? Here's a little exercise for you for the next week. Carry a small notebook with you. Every time you catch yourself having a negative thought, write it down. At the end of the week, look back at those thoughts. You might be surprised at how many of them are repetitive, how many are based on fear rather than fact. But awareness is just the beginning. Once you're aware of your thoughts, you can start to change them. And that's where the real magic happens. You see, your mind is like a muscle. The more you exercise it in a certain way, the stronger it becomes in that direction. So if you've been habitually thinking negative thoughts, your mind has gotten really good at it. But the good news is you can retrain it. Every time you catch yourself thinking a negative thought, pause. Take a deep breath. And then consciously replace that thought with a positive one. It might feel forced at first, but remember, we're creating new habits here. It takes time and repetition. Let me give you an example. Let's say you're working on a project and you catch yourself thinking, I'm not good enough to do this. Stop right there. Take that breath. And then replace it with, I'm learning and growing with every challenge I face. Do you see the difference? One thought leaves you feeling defeated before you've even started. The other empowers you to keep moving forward. Now, I could almost hear some of you thinking, but Jim, what if things really are going wrong? What if I have real problems? And to that I say, of course you do. We all do. Life isn't about avoiding problems. It's about how we approach them. Here's a powerful shift in perspective for you. Start seeing problems as opportunities. Opportunities to learn, to grow, to become stronger. Every successful person you admire has faced problems. The difference is in how they chose to view those problems. Let me tell you a story. There were two shoe salesmen sent to Africa in the early 1900s to assess the market. The first one wrote back, situation hopeless. No one wears shoes. The second one wrote, glorious opportunity. They have no shoes yet. Same situation, completely different perspectives. And guess which one was more likely to succeed? The one who saw the opportunity. That's the power of disciplining your mind. It's about training yourself to see the opportunities in every situation, to focus on solutions rather than problems, to believe in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Now, let's talk about another crucial aspect of disciplining your mind, setting goals. Your mind needs direction. Without clear goals, it's like a ship without a destination. It'll just drift aimlessly. But here's the key. Your goals need to be specific and they need to be written down. Vague goals produce vague results. I want to be successful isn't a goal, it's a wish. I want to increase my income by 20% this year by acquiring 3 new high-value clients. Now that's a goal. Write your goals down. There's something powerful that happens when you put pen to paper. It's like you're sending a signal to your subconscious mind. This is important. Pay attention to this. And once you've written them down, read them every single day. First thing in the morning and last thing at night. Why? Because what you focus on expands. By constantly reminding yourself of your goals, you're programming your mind to look for opportunities to achieve them. But here's where many people go wrong. They set the goal and then they sit back and wait for it to magically happen. That's not how it works. Goals without action are just daydreams. This is where discipline really comes into play. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's about taking consistent action towards your goals day in and day out. Let's say your goal is to write a book. Discipline is sitting down to write every single day, whether you feel inspired or not. It's about creating a habit, a routine that moves you closer to your goal bit by bit. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but Jim, I've tried to be disciplined before. I always start strong, but then I lose motivation. And to that I say motivation is fickle. It comes and goes. You can't rely on motivation. You need to rely on discipline. Discipline is what gets you out of bed at 5 a.m. to work on your goals before the rest of the world wakes up. Discipline is what keeps you going when everyone else has given up. Discipline is what turns dreams into reality. But here's the beautiful thing about discipline. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes. It's like a muscle that grows stronger with use. And as you start to see results from your disciplined efforts, it becomes self-reinforcing. Success breeds success. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of disciplining your mind, managing your environment. Your environment has a huge impact on your thoughts and behaviors. If you're constantly surrounded by negative people, guess what? It's going to be a lot harder to maintain a positive mindset. You need to be intentional about creating an environment that supports your goals and your peace of mind. This means being selective about the people you spend time with, the information you consume, and the places you frequent. Surround yourself with positive, supportive people who believe in you and your goals. Limit your exposure to negative news and social media that can clutter your mind with unnecessary worries. Create a physical space that's conducive to peace and productivity. Remember, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, so choose wisely. If you want to be successful, spend time with successful people. If you want to be positive, spend time with positive people. Your environment shapes you, so shape your environment. Now let's dive into another powerful tool for disciplining your mind, the practice of gratitude. Gratitude is like a magic key that can unlock peace and contentment in your life. When you're grateful, it's impossible to be stressed or anxious at the same time. But here's the thing, gratitude isn't just about feeling thankful when good things happen. It's about cultivating a mindset of appreciation for everything in your life, the good, the bad, and everything in between. Start each day by listing 5 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. Maybe you're grateful for the warm sun on your face, for the cup of coffee in your hand, for the ability to breathe and move. The more you practice gratitude, the more you'll find to be grateful for. And when challenges come, because they will try to find something to be grateful for in those situations too. Maybe it's a lesson you're learning or an opportunity for growth. This isn't about denying the difficulty of the situation. It's about shifting your focus to what you can gain from it. Gratitude trains your mind to look for the positive in every situation, and when you're focused on the positive, you'll find more peace, more joy, and more success in your life. Now, let's talk about the power of your words. The language you use, both in your self-talk and in your conversations with others, has a profound impact on your mindset and your results. Pay attention to the words you use. Are you constantly saying things like, I can't, it's too hard, I'm not good enough? These phrases are like poison to your mind. They reinforce negative beliefs and limit your potential. Instead, start using empowering language. Replace I can't with how can I. Replace it's too hard with this is challenging, but I'm learning and growing. Replace I'm not good enough with I'm improving every day. This isn't about denying reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about framing situations in a way that empowers you rather than defeats you. It's about using language that opens up possibilities rather than shutting them down. And it's not just about the words you say to yourself. It's also about the words you say to others. Gossip, complaining, and negative talk don't just affect the people around you, they affect you too. They reinforce a negative mindset and keep you focused on problems rather than solutions. Instead, make a conscious effort to speak words of encouragement, appreciation, and positivity. Not only will this improve your relationships, but it will also train your mind to focus on the good in every situation. Now, let's talk about the importance of continuous learning and disciplining your mind. Your mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. And one of the best ways to keep your mind open is through constant learning. Read books, attend seminars, listen to podcasts, take courses. Expose yourself to new ideas, new perspectives, new ways of thinking. This doesn't just expand your knowledge, it also keeps your mind flexible and adaptable. In today's rapidly changing world, the ability to learn and adapt is more valuable than ever. The person who stops learning stagnates, but the person who commits to lifelong learning is always growing, always improving, always moving forward. And here's a little secret. The more you learn, the more you realize how much there is to learn. This cultivates a mindset of humility and curiosity, two qualities that are essential for peace of mind and continued growth. Now, I want to talk about something that's often overlooked when it comes to disciplining your mind, the importance of rest and renewal. You see, discipline isn't about pushing yourself to the brink of exhaustion. It's about finding balance, about knowing when to push and when to rest. Your mind, like your body, needs time to recover and recharge. Without adequate rest, without willpower depletes, your focus wavers, and your productivity plummets. This is why it's crucial to build periods of rest and renewal into your routine. This could mean getting enough sleep each night, taking regular breaks throughout your workday, or setting aside time each week for activities that rejuvenate you, whether that's meditation, exercise, hobbies, or spending time in nature. Remember, rest isn't laziness. It's a crucial part of the process. It's during periods of rest that your mind consolidates information, processes experiences, and recharges for the challenges ahead. Now, let's talk about the power of visualization in disciplining your mind. Visualization is like a mental rehearsal. It's about creating vivid, detailed mental images of what you want to achieve. Athletes use this technique all the time. Before a big game or race, they'll visualize themselves performing at their best, overcoming challenges, and achieving their goals. And you know what? Studies have shown that this mental practice can be almost as effective as physical practice. You can use this same technique in your life. Want to nail that presentation at work? Visualize yourself standing confidently, speaking clearly, and engaging your audience. Want to improve your relationships? Visualize yourself communicating effectively, listening attentively, and resolving conflicts peacefully. The more detailed your visualization, the more powerful it is. Engage all your senses. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you feel? The more real you can make it in your mind, the more your subconscious will work to make it a reality. Now, I want to address something that many people struggle with when it comes to disciplining their mind, dealing with setbacks and failures. Because let me tell you, they're going to happen. No matter how disciplined you are, no matter how positive your mindset, you're going to face obstacles and disappointments. The key is in how you respond to these setbacks. Do you let them defeat you, or do you use them as stepping stones to greater success? Here's a powerful perspective shift for you. Start seeing failures not as endpoints, but as feedback. Every failure, every setback is giving you valuable information. It's showing you what doesn't work so you can refine your approach and try again. Thomas Edison, when asked about his many failed attempts to create the light bulb, said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's the mindset of a truly disciplined mind, one that sees every failure as a step closer to success. So when you face a setback, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to grow stronger, to become better? This shift in perspective turns failures from sources of discouragement into sources of valuable lessons and growth. Now, let's talk about the power of habits in disciplining your mind. Your life is essentially the sum of your habits. The small decisions you make and actions you perform every day ultimately shape your life's trajectory. The beauty of habits is that once they're established, they require very little willpower to maintain. They become automatic, like brushing your teeth or tying your shoelaces. You don't have to motivate yourself to do these things. You just do them. So the key to disciplining your mind is to create habits that serve you. Start small. Maybe it's reading for 15 minutes every morning or writing down 3 things you're grateful for before bed. Whatever it is, commit to doing it every day for at least 21 days. That's how long it typically takes to form a new habit. As these positive habits become ingrained, they'll start to compound. That 15 minutes of reading might turn into 30, then an hour. Those 3 gratitudes might expand to fill a whole journal. Before you know it, these small habits will have transformed your mindset in your life. Remember, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And failure is simply a few errors in judgment repeated every day. It's the small things done consistently over time that make the big difference. Now, I want to address something that's crucial in today's world, managing your relationship with technology. There's no denying that technology has brought incredible benefits to our lives. But if not managed properly, it can also be a major source of distraction and mental clutter. Constant notifications, endless scrolling on social media, pressure to always be connected, these can all fragment your attention and increase stress levels. And a fragmented, stressed mind is not a peaceful mind. So part of disciplining your mind in today's world involves setting boundaries with technology. Maybe it's designating certain hours of the day as tech-free time. Maybe it's turning off notifications for non-essential apps. Maybe it's committing to a digital detox 1 day a week. The goal isn't to demonize technology, but to use it intentionally in a way that serves you rather than controls you. When you're working, be fully present with your work. When you're with loved ones, be fully present with them. Use technology as a tool, not as a crutch or a constant distraction. Now let's talk about the power of forgiveness in disciplining your mind. Holding on to anger, resentment, or grudges is like carrying around a heavyweight. It drains your energy, clouds your judgment, and robs you of peace. Forgiveness isn't about condoning what happened or forgetting about it. It's about freeing yourself from the negative emotions associated with it. It's a gift you give yourself, not the other person. This applies to forgiving others, but it also applies to forgiving yourself. Many of us are our own harshest critics. We hold on to past mistakes, berating ourselves long after the fact. But this self-criticism doesn't serve us. It doesn't make us better, it only holds us back. Learning to forgive others and yourself is a powerful way to clear your mind of negative emotions and create space for peace and growth. It's not always easy, but it's always worth it. Now, I want to talk about the importance of aligning your actions with your values. You see, true peace of mind comes when your outer world aligns with your inner world, when what you do matches what you believe in. Take some time to reflect on your core values. What's truly important to you? Is it family? Integrity. Personal growth. Once you're clear on your values, use them as a compass to guide your decisions and actions. When you're living in alignment with your values, you'll find a sense of authenticity and purpose that brings deep peace. You'll be less swayed by others' opinions or societal pressures because you'll have a strong internal foundation to stand on. Absolutely. Let's continue our exploration of disciplining your mind to find peace. Another crucial aspect of mental discipline is developing emotional intelligence. This involves recognizing, understanding, and managing your own emotions, as well as being able to empathize with others. Emotional intelligence is key to maintaining inner peace, especially in challenging situations. Start by practicing self-awareness. Throughout your day, pause and check in with yourself. What are you feeling? Why are you feeling that way? Don't judge your emotions, simply observe them. This practice helps you understand your emotional triggers and patterns. Once you're aware of your emotions, you can start to manage them more effectively. When you feel a strong emotion arising, take a deep breath. Give yourself a moment before reacting. Ask yourself, is this emotion serving me? Is there a more constructive way to respond to this situation? Remember, you can't always control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. This is the essence of emotional intelligence and a disciplined mind. Now, let's talk about the power of mindfulness in cultivating peace. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment without judgment. It's about focusing your attention on the here and now, rather than getting caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past. You don't need to sit in lotus position for hours to practice mindfulness. You can bring mindfulness into your everyday activities. When you're eating, focus on the taste and texture of your food. When you're walking, pay attention to the sensation of your feet touching the ground. When you're talking with someone, give them your full attention. This practice of mindfulness helps quiet the constant chatter of your mind. It brings you out of your thoughts and into the present moment. And it's in the present moment where true peace is found. As we wrap up, I want to emphasize that disciplining your mind is not a destination, it's a journey. It's something you'll work on every day for the rest of your life. There will be ups and downs, successes and setbacks. The key is to keep moving forward, to keep growing and learning. Remember, peace of mind isn't about having a perfect life. It's about having the mental, emotional tools to navigate life's challenges with grace and resilience. It's about training your mind to focus on what truly matters, to find opportunity in adversity, and to maintain a sense of inner calm regardless of external circumstances. So I challenge you, starting today, commit to disciplining your mind. Start with small steps. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate your progress. And remember, every moment is a new opportunity to choose peace. You have within you everything you need to create a life of peace, purpose, and fulfillment. It all starts with disciplining your mind. So go out there, put these principles into practice, and watch as your life transforms. Thank you.